Ndị nwe mmadụ ekelela m unu. Igbo bụ Igbo all over the world. The lovers of culture all over the world. The lovers of the mysteries of God all over the world. Today, I've come before you to discuss another important topic. This, one of the symbolisms of our blood rituals in our culture. As I said earlier, and I will continue to say, that there is no relationship of human sacrifice in Igbo culture or in Igbo, or let me say, Biafra necromancy of blood rituals. There is nothing that concerns human being. And I also want to make it clear that the culture of Igbo or Biafra is the totality of decree, knowledge, and science, which is in a simple sentence called the chronological science. I have said this before. And in trying to separate between the sciences, one of the actual science involved in Igbo culture is blood ritual. And now, these blood rituals is not that is the end or the final stage of our culture. No, but it is a significant part of it that has been manipulated or that has been misrepresented before the people out there. And that is why my calling, I am mandated, is a mandate to ensure that we understand the knowledge of our culture, the science associated with it, and the decree in the act of the science. Because as all it is mouth that created this world, and it is also mouth that will destroy this world. You know, if I speak in our parable in Igbo language, I will have to interpret to you. Because of our brothers and sisters who are far away, who have lost the sight of the culture due to the racial and white supremacy of governance around. Today, we are going to discuss the third principle of blood ritual symbolisms in our culture, which we call reconciliation sacrifice. Reconciliation sacrifice. Reconciliation sacrifice. This is one of the major and sensitive parts of all blood-related rituals or symbols in our culture. Reconciliation sacrifices. What are we reconciling? Who are we reconciling with in this kind of sacrifice? Let us take, for instance, one example of reconciliation sacrifice. Agwishi. When Agwishi institution, when someone is said to be disturbed by Agwishi, and he discovered that that Agwishi have cost him so many loss, have cost him problems, have cost him a lot of damages, right? And then after the damages, and resolving that issue of Agwishi is reconciliation sacrifice, because you want to reconcile that man with his God-given deity, with his ego, with his shoulder. You are reconciling him. That is one of reconciliation sacrifices that we talk about. Number two, reconciliation sacrifice that you will understand in Igbo culture is that which has to do with Owumri. What is Owumri? Owumri is a man-made energy that engulf women for service. We call it Owumri. when this energy comes, in the churches around, they said they have marine husband, you have marine wife. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like marine husband, there is nothing like marine wife. What is there is your guardian angel. It's either a woman or a man. If you are a woman, your guardian angel will be man. If you are a man, your guardian angel will be woman. This is the intercede or interchangeable language that the pastors or the spiritual men mistaken to confuse people to mean that they have a husband in the water or wife in the water. No. This is just an energy of our previous existence that transcended to us here in mortality. And it is also there in connectivity, of which we cannot deny. And from time to time, these energies reflect onto our existence here in mortality, and it becomes a trouble to us. So those projected energies of our pre-existence is what they said, man-made spirit and the man-made husband. It does not exist. Why not man-made children? Why have we not seen man-made children? So that is where we are. That is where we are. Now, if we want to understand the reconciliation principle that we talked about, we will understand that so many facetious explanations has been given out there in convention to be the truth, whereas they were just human mere mortal ideas, what men feel. These are just what men think. Those are not the truth. So if a pastor is telling you you have marine husband, slap him. He doesn't know what he's saying. If any reverend father or any minister or any priest anyway telling you about marine husband and marine wife, in fact, if you can't even walk away, he doesn't know what he's saying. Those are the areas of our culture we want to correct. Those are the knowledges of our culture we want to correct. Now, in the reconciliation sacrifices, we reconcile the energy of our previous existence with the energy of our mortality in this ritual, so that there will be peace, so that there will be progress, so that there will be success. What is done to one is not the same as what will be done to the second, because their energies, the kingdom from which they come, are different. The world is positioned in 7 kingdoms. We are 7 people living on earth. These 7 come from different kingdoms that occupy the humanity of earth. All over the earth is 7 kingdoms. So if you don't come from kingdom A, you will come from kingdom B. If you don't come from kingdom B, you will come from kingdom C. And in as much as you are a descendant of that kingdom into mortality, the energy of your descendant is also in connectivity with you here in mortality. That is what triggers our talent. That is what triggers our existence. That is what triggers who we are. That is what triggers our calling. The calling is not because you were born and they say you have a calling. No, it has been there before you were born. This duty has been designated to you, assigned to you before you were born. And the duty of your pre-existence life energy is to remind you of this your responsibility, of this your calling, of this your cosmic appearance into the physical world, so that if you fail, they have failed. And for them to succeed, you must succeed. For you to succeed, they must succeed. That is why John said, them without us cannot be made perfect, and we without them cannot be made perfect. So in the course of mortal and immortal perfection of mankind, the energy of pre-existence and the energy of the existence must have to be aligned together. And that is what we do in the reconciliation sacrifices. We reconcile the both energies so that there will be stability, so that there will be clear vision, so that there will be intelligences, so that there will be wisdom. Because wisdom is not because we are human, it's of a cosmic direction. Wisdom is a cosmic energy. It's a gift. It comes from somewhere to dwell in you for the purpose of your service. Most of us choose to exercise our services politically. Most of us choose to exercise our services religiously. Most of us choose to exercise our services culturally, depending on where our energy is more strong. Now, if we can reconcile from our pre-existence life, we can be able to now ascertain our position here on earth. We can be able to stand for that which we are made to stand for. That is one of the reconciliation sacrifices that requires blood of animality in our culture. I repeat, there is no symbolism whatsoever of human sacrifice in Igbo culture. There is no symbolism whatsoever. So I proceed with the topic of reconciliation sacrifices as reflected in the culture of Igbo man, in the culture of the Biafrans. All over the world, anywhere you see the symbol of it, it is our culture, it is our people. All over the world, anywhere you see a sign of the truth that I'm preaching to you today is an Igbo man. We are everywhere. Regardless of the language we speak and the environment we find ourselves, our bloodline are the same. The fear of the Western world for destroying Biafra is because of black domination. But that fear has caught them because today black already is dominating, even without Biafra. But the only thing that the blacks lack all over the world is the governance. And the only center of that governance is Biafra. That is the black nation government coming, the supreme and the order of tomorrow. The black nation government is the supreme world order of tomorrow. Whether you like it, you believe it, whether you like it, you live, but I have said it and so shall it be. And that has been the fear of the Western world. That is why we destroyed Biafra. But that fear will still come to manifestation because definitely blacks will dominate all leadership all over the world. That is what is coming. We proceed. Reconciliation sacrifices of the Igbo culture. Reconciliation sacrifices. Another example of a reconciliation sacrifice that we perform in our culture is when you discover that a woman cannot put to bed. She takes in, baby dies. Everything has been done to retain that this woman carries the baby in her hand, but there is no way. Pastors have prayed. Everybody have prayed. Fasting has been conducted. Miracle night all over. Miracle service all over. Yet nothing happened. In this situation, we reconcile. Maybe there is a debt owed that they are taking from her in the way of removing her job. It is spirits. These things are there. But these are things your pastor don't know. Your reverend father cannot know this by mere 2 years or 4 years he went to theology school. They gave him a cassock to wear. He becomes a reverend father or a reverend pastor or a pastor, a minister somewhere. That doesn't qualify you to be the man of God. That you went to an institution of God doesn't qualify you whatsoever to handle Bible and preach. That's the truth. That is the truth. Before the word or the knowledge of the word is being given, that you can come out and begin to interpret it, in our culture, you must have to be reconciled with the spirits. Because it is the spirit that will teach you. We don't learn on our own. But the churches have made men to learn on their own and believe that they have the spirit, that the spirit is there. There is no such thing. They now clamor it to be the Holy Ghost. the Holy Spirit. Who is the Holy Spirit? Who is the Holy Ghost? Where is it? It is this same spirit around. Is the Holy Spirit and the Holy Ghost and the evil spirit we see. It's just you and I. They are there just as we live, they live. The spirit are different from the angels. So without the spirit in our culture, because we are spirit oriented, you cannot preach this Bible. You cannot carry this word or perform any act therein because you are not qualified. But today, anybody carries the Bible and say anything he likes, and that's it. It becomes a topic for them. The likes of Chris and the cool. So what are we saying? Reconciliation sacrifices. When such a woman is facing such trauma, he needs to be reconciled. There is something to be done to save the situation. And in that service, in that ritual, it is called reconciliation. Now, sometimes a woman, anytime she takes in, she will deliver through CS. First, second, third. And it becomes a problem. Such a woman has a reconciliation sacrifice to perform. Or else, even if after the CS, in the later time that those children, the CS is a sign, in the later time that those children will be useful for them, or when she will live to enjoy the fruit of the children, she will leave earth. Because she is old. Because she have not reconciled. So she will not enjoy the fruit of those children. It's either the children leave her or she leave the children. She will choose one at that time. There are so many things that led to the unceasing death in our environment. Today, go to Ukraine that is at war and find out how many people that have died this 1 year of war. And then calculate how many people that have died in Nigeria this one year since Ukraine began their war. You will find out that the death rate in Nigeria is higher than even people fighting war. So are we not at war with our spirits, with our ancestors? We are at war. So in this kind of situation, what we require is a reconciliation sacrifice to bring peace to the land. Another situation, there are so many situations that has to do or that requires a reconciliation sacrifice as the symbols in our culture. There are so many situations. When a child is being put to bed and is blind, just like when Jesus Christ was asked a cripple, this man was made cripple from the mother's womb. What could cause it? Is it his own sin or what? What Jesus Christ answered will impress you if you can go and make such research. So in that situation, what is required is a reconciliation sacrifice. And you will see that child eye open. You will see that child walk. Or else, if that reconciliation is not performed, the child will remain in that position, in that condition. Did you understand? Some of them, rich men, you will see some rich men, a very handsome young man with a very beautiful young lady married together. Their first child become an imbecile. You will see a handsome young man, a beautiful young lady married together, but their first issue is an imbecile, looking like one somewhere. Ask yourself, what could be this? They are owing. They have not reconciled something. And it is meant to be transmitted the other way around. It becomes for their gain, so they can make more wealth. Because they are owing somewhere. That is why they are being given that cripple. That is why they are being given that imbecile as a child in the family. Because they are owing. It's a debt that must be paid. It's either a debt of ritual transmission or a debt of external energy transmission that must be reconciled for that child to be safe and be useful. Or else, the child becomes the deity for the ritual of the home, for the money, for the feeding of the home. It's everywhere. If you go to Anambra, you see them, they plenty. They plenty. You will see a good man, a fine-looking young man, but go and look at his children. They are all imbeciles. Then you ask yourself, what is the problem? But such man is rich. Reconciliation sacrifices. So there are so many principles of reconciliation sacrifices in our culture. And that is what has kept so many homes in danger. For example, in a home where there is what we call Ishinjoku. Ishinjoku is a sacred skull. We call it Ishinjoku. And that Ishinjoku is not that the human head is inside there. When we were little, when we were small, when we hear Ishinjoku, we now believe that a man called Njoku head was cut off and put inside there. Our parents will tell us story that when Njoku dies, they will use Itola, Njibwe, this big native pot to bury him. And when the head rotten and cut off, it will enter inside the pot. They will bring them now, assume the grave and bring the pot out to bring the head out. Rubbish, nonsense, does not exist. There is no such thing in our culture. These were the stories our parents told us to see, to be afraid of that seal, to mean that the human head is inside. There is nothing like human head inside. The sacred skull of Ishinjoku is prepared, and when such preparation is destroyed in a family and they are getting the heat of it, a reconciliation sacrifice is required. They reconcile that energy with the living, so that that energy will not be killing the people. These are the reconciliation sacrifices in our culture. The same goes to the Sacred Heart, Ishiabara. When a community has something, and for example, when the Knights of Roman Catholic made a move, that was in 1990, from 1986, 87, 88, 89, 90, there was this massive destruction of communal witchcraft and whatever. People were bringing out what they keep in their house as what is guiding them, or the powers they have. Roman Catholic, we are gathering this thing from all over communities. It happened in my community. So when so many things were brought out, the Roman Catholics selected the ones they want. We were little then, but we understood the magic. They selected those ones with energy and then burnt the others. Those ones with energy were packaged to Rome. It happened in my community. So after a while, people start dying anyhow. All of them who confess, who said, this is what I hold, I bring it out, because the Bible or the priests have made them know that it is evil and fetish. Now they brought it out. They took what is meaningful among them and destroyed the others. Do you know that all of them died in one mysterious way or the other? All. So what is the power of the Reverend Father? Where is the power of the God that took it from them? You see, that is the way the night operates. Those souls were destroyed, and those families have never had peace till today. In that situation, we need a reconciliation sacrifice to reconcile the energy, to bring peace again to that family and to the people. So Roman Catholic Church is a doom to us. Church is a doom to us. Whatsoever thing church offers, we have it in our culture, but we abandon the way God gives us and follow the fetish way of the white supremacy. That is how they govern us as their slaves, because we believe their own. We forget about the raw food that we can process by ourselves. We go into the finished processed food that the supremacists of white existence brought to us. That becomes the best, but our own becomes rubbish. Whereas what they used to prepare that processed food and bring to us, they took it from us. Are we not stupid? Is it not time we wake up and begin to ask ourselves questions? Is it not time we go back to our origin and begin to build our own, to stand equal to challenge this useless so-called church they brought to us? Church is not of God. Church, God did not send it. It is man-made. It is man-made. Because if it were God's own decision, Christ would have had his own church before he left. But he was busy passing the message, teaching the people the true knowledge of the gospel. Then that knowledge he brought, they made sure that knowledge never stayed. Do you think a white man can bring you anything that will make you greater than him? I want to ask you a question. Do you think a white man see God will allow you to go there? Common car, metal, common car that rock can produce. They never allowed you by their law and their policies to make use of the material in your own home, beneath your own feet, to produce something. You cannot produce gun. You cannot use the mineral resources beneath your feet to produce anything unless they come and take it from you and go and produce. So it is God that will allow you to go and meet. You tell me for Awasa or Igbo man will see God, will allow you to go. Now lie. It's impossible. He cannot show it to you. So that thing which they present before us as God is not God. It's dog. Nkeda dog is what they bring to us as God. We are fools. We have been fooled. So it is time we wake up. Go back to our culture. Revisit our culture. Separate it from the evil magic and necromancy of darkness and stand it erect as our Father has made it to be. The only name you can call anywhere in the world and every knee will bow is AMADIOHA, not Jesus Christ. Go and try it. Take your Jesus Christ inside the water, they won't shake. But take the name of AMADIOHA inside the water was to turn to two. So ask yourself, can a white man in all this manipulation give you God? No, they can't give you God. They can't give you God. The sacrifices we perform to our God, and our God come down and do what we want him to do and answer us. They tell you is fetish, is evil. Are you saying what the Israelites invoke after sacrifice is Satan and evil spirit? Shame unto you, the Igbo man. So you forget that you are the foundation and the founding pillar of what is called religion. Now you allowed yourself to be moved by every wind of useless doctrine that they bring. Roman Catholic came with their own, the wind carry you. Today the Arab world have come with their own, the wind is carrying you. Today America have come with their own. The reason why the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is still in Africa because of hunger. They intentionally institute this hunger in Africa and bring you their church in the name of their church has money. All of us will not go in for that money. That is why the church is making wave in Africa. It's because they are rich. And that riches is what the people is after. When will the people come out of the shell of this stupidity and stand for yourself? It is time, and the time is now. AMADIOHA has come. I will teach you. I will make you to understand it. And when you have understood it, we will now initiate proper the kingdom of God where Christ, that is Christ, which I call Kamanu, will come and reign. We expect him to come. Will he come to America? Now, is it America? If you say the Christ is coming now, where do you think he's coming? Is it America? That corrupt thieves, those criminals that took all our money. I've been at China, he go. I've been going to Britain. Or will Christ go to Russia? Just tell me, where do you think this man will come if he comes today? Tell me, is it on this corrupt ground? It is time we wake up. We are the seed of the God himself. All these ones you see are all aliens. They visited this earth because where they were was at Goas. They messed their existence up and came back here to destroy us here. And they have succeeded. Today, alien Musk have discovered back where they come from to go and build a city. They have destroyed it many years ago and came down here. Now they are rebuilding it back with our resources from here. When will we learn? Will we learn when our anus turn to our mouth? Is that when we will learn? Is that when we will discern that this whole thing here is a scam? Is that when we will discern that this Bible is complete scam? Doctored by Igbo and bring to me and you that we are calling God. Ask yourself, where is this God? Why is he not answering? Does it mean we cannot hear the voice of God? But in the beginning, people were hearing his voice. Heavens do talk. Why today? With all this Bible, we have never heard that heaven talk any day. Is that not enough to tell you that we are far away from him? But in our culture, heaven spoke. Heaven came down and aligned with the earth. And the God spoke. And he said he is the King of Kings. In Igbo language, he said he is AMADIOHA. That is the true name he gave. He never gave Elohim. He never gave Asabut. He never gave any other name than AMADIOHA and the King of Kings. That is who our God is. He is not dwelling in America. So it is time we wake up to our responsibility. The time has come for us to know the truth. The time has come for us to cleave onto the truth. The time has come for us to see that the foundation of the truth is laid forever, never again to be thwarted by mankind or by the evil descendants. I know what I have told you in this video is the truth. I know that the reconciliation sacrifices of our culture is meant for the betterment of mankind. Man must reconcile with his angel. Man must reconcile with his God. Man must reconcile with his ancestors. Man must reconcile with the energy before mortal existence. That is why the reconciliation sacrifices is necessary in our culture. I wish you well. I want you to continue to follow us, subscribe to our channel, help us to understand where you have confusion over our teaching. Ask us questions. We are here to answer you. Anything whatsoever that has to do with the gospel of the culture, even the Christ himself, ask us questions and we will give you a comprehensive answer to your satisfaction. I wish you well. Thank you very much. And don't fail to subscribe to our channel.